Hey folks, had a couple of people suggest maybe the organic hydro doesn't grow that well. So far, we've, had pretty good growth, as you can see. By the way, I'm Rob. How's it going, folks? A bit of an update on the organic hydroponic system. It hasn't run all 100% smoothly. We have had a few issues, so we're going to cover them today and also cover, I'll show you the feeding that we're doing and answer a couple of questions. So I'll just give you a quick look at the plants first. These are the beetroot seeds that Bianca sowed out probably 3 weeks ago when the last video was posted. And as you can see, we're still continuing to get some plants sprout now. So it'll be a bit of a ongoing thing. We'll get a couple of different lots of beetroot come off, which is something we noticed in the other aquaponic system as well. We have popped in some chopped off green onions that we've got from the store. That bed is going pretty smoothly, impressed with how it is. Now over here we have the dill and the jalapeno. The dill's been harvested 2 or 3 times already, and we're going to be doing another harvest, I think, but we're having a dill creamy pork dish tonight. It's a herb we use a fair bit. Bianca also likes to add it to her potato salads and things like that. And the jalapeno is looking good, starting to get its first little flowers on. Pretty impressed with that. It's looking nice and green and healthy. Mind you, it is growing in soil, and it does have some composted chicken pellets in there as well, made from chicken waste from farms. The bok choy. The bok choy is going fantastically well. We have noticed a couple of small holes in some of the leaves, but we're not too overly concerned. We haven't sprayed them with any pesticide because we're getting these long-legged flies. Now those little flies there, they look after aphids and soft-bodied grubs. So we're just letting them do their thing at the moment, and we're not too worried about, you know, the holes in the leaves. I find they taste, you know, pretty bland, the holes. Don't know if you guys can see him, but there's a caterpillar right down in that heart, so I will come and pick him off. And I just spotted another caterpillar right there, so I might do a bit of a manual removal on these guys later on, and I might break out the dipel, which is Bacillus thuringiensis. It's a natural bacteria that knocks those guys on the head. So obviously these little long-legged flies, even though they're all over the plants, they're not looking after the larger caterpillars. Down here with the bunching onions, we had a bit of an issue with these guys. The water wasn't touching the bottom of the baskets. So yeah, they were stunted for about a week until we realized what was going on. We started to see the top of the coir start to crack a bit and shrink down in size. So we fixed that up and we still haven't planted out. We did have a couple of green onions in the end here that we'd saved from the kitchen. They had a little bit of a rot and they died all the way back. So we pulled them out, disposed of the coir, because we didn't want to spread any rot through the rest of the system. So that's what happened with those guys there. But yeah, still haven't found something to pop in there. The reason we didn't put the green onions that went in there in these baskets is the roots basically weren't long enough to go all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, so we're thinking about redesigning this rail, putting an end cap on it and a little overflow hole at the end, treating it more like a shallow water culture system rather than the NFT. The little rail system itself, as you can see, actually, hang on folks, I do need to turn off the tap because the tank is almost full. There we go. Back to the rails. You can see we've got another stand here. That is because this started to bend and malform due to the weight, the constant weight. I didn't think it would be an issue. I thought these were fairly sturdy, but obviously it was a big issue. So what we've done is I've used some of this aluminium framing. When Aqua Gardening had their big auction and closed down here in Brisbane, I bought a couple of lots from the auction, and some of it was this framing material that they use for little balcony systems. So yeah, I just made up a little stand. This came in real handy. It actually cut to length almost. I didn't have to do anything but pop a little bit of a clay ball under there just to level it up. So yeah, pretty happy with how that went. I don't know, it's my first real NFT go other than years and years and years ago with some lettuce in a little grow room. But yeah, So far so good with the organic hydroponic nutrients. Now the only plant that really suffered was the peppermint. We had a real issue with yellowing at the new growth ends, which, if you follow my videos for a while, is iron deficiency. What it is basically iron is an immobile nutrient, so if the plant needs iron at the growth point, it relies on new iron coming into the system. Magnesium, on the other hand, is a mobile element, so if you have magnesium in this leaf down in here, would lend the magnesium to the new growth, and meaning it's mobile, and then this leaf here down here would go yellow. So it was all at the top. I was pretty sure it was an iron one. I actually sell iron through the Aquaponics store, so I just put about 1/4 teaspoon of iron into the system and it fixed it up right away. I mean, looking at the growth here, I don't think we have much of a nutrient deficiency at all in the Bok Choy. So, and this has bounced right back. So yeah, pretty happy with all that. Time to pay the bills. That iron is available in the shop, as well as some other bits and pieces, aquaponics wise, and possibly used hydroponically. And we also have the online Aquaponics beginner's guide for anyone who wants to suss it out, $19.95 US. I won't go on about it here. There will be a link up here or down below or wherever. Go over to the website, suss it out, see if it's something that would interest you if you're into aquaponics. Enough spruiking the wares, back to the video. Now I do need to feed it today, so it's not real scientific other than shaking this up, taking the lid off, doing it one hand, trying not to make a mess, and we're going to put roughly around about a cup's worth in, I think, mainly because there isn't a lot of nutrients floating around this system at the moment, and I didn't feed it last week. So yeah, just as easy as pouring that in there, giving this a bit of a rinse out with some freshish water, and away we go. Oh yeah, just back to the Dutch bucket. Yeah, we've had no real issue with this other than, yeah, just regulating the water flow, because the pump is slowly not pumping as much as it once did. I was speaking to Mitchell from Hoocho's, g'day mate, ages ago, and he was saying that he had issues with using organic nutrients just causing emitter blockages and things like that. So yeah, I'm not too sure if it's something to do with the organic matter slowly blocking up the intake in the pump, or the pipe work, or what the go is. I'm going to have to delve into that later, but I'm not too worried about it for the time being. I do have a slightly larger pump I can pop in there. Now to a couple of questions. I had someone question the EC of the water. I'm not really concerned with the EC of the water, just like with aquaponics, because a lot of the nutrients aren't going to be in the salt form, which is what an EC meter reads, nutrient salts that is, like a commercial hydroponic powdered solution that you then add to water, or an off-the-shelf liquid version. So yeah, it's not something I could really read. It wouldn't give me an accurate reading of the available nutrients in there. Another question I had was about using urine in a system like this. I think someone asked if you could just pee in it and that would be enough. It's not recommended that with pee-ponics that you just pee in something and then start growing, mainly because the urea needs to turn into ammonia and then into nitrite, nitrate to get that plant available form. All forms of ammonia are available to plants, it's just that some are better. But you've also got the yuck factor, or the disease factor, contamination factor. That's why when I use urine in a system, that I used aged urine, a minimum of 1 month, aged in a bottle, and you have to have it in a bottle, otherwise some of that nitrogen can gas off. There's a load of information. You know, people around the world have been growing with their own urine for millennia. I'll pop links down in the description if you're wanting to check that out. So yeah, what else was there? Oh, someone suggested that I fix up the end of this and create a little bit of a standpipe in the end, which is something we're going to do, but I'll be doing it slightly different. I'm actually going to hop on to Hoocho's Hydroland website, because they've got the little caps that slide onto this guttering. They've actually managed to source some. I can't find them at any of the hardware shops or anywhere else around. So what I'm going to do is, just buy a couple of them for this system and some more rails that we want to do. And I'll just put a little drain hole in the end. And the guinea fowl are here and they're going to start making a lot of racket. I don't know what else to say. Basically, it's running awesomely. I cannot complain whatsoever. I mean, the bugs, seeing those caterpillars there today, they're only fairly new, so we'll get rid of them, get on top of them, modify this rail when the end caps come, and just keep an eye out for deficiencies. So I do hope you enjoyed that little bit of an update on the organic hydroponic system. A bit of an apology to our supporters. I haven't posted much this week. We had guests last weekend. My daughter and son-in-law are up this weekend and we're knocking off a few jobs around the place. So supporters will get a bit of an update on that in the next couple of days, and I'll post a video on what we've been doing around the farm later on. But yeah, many thanks to everyone who is supporting us via the membership program and our own website. Really do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see further updates on this system or anything else we're doing around the farm. I do hope you're all having a fantastic weekend or week whenever you watch this, and I will catch you next video. Cheers folks, and happy growing.